Okay, this is part 2 of like my Waseda schedule that I did when I was at Waseda. So if you missed part 1, please watch that one either before or after this video. And so let's get started talking about this half of the classes I took. So in this video I'm going to talk about the classes I took for the spring 2017 semester at Waseda. So I took Comprehensive Japanese 4, which is 5 credits, so 3 times a week, just like Comprehensive Japanese 3, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. 3 hours Monday and Wednesday, 10-minute break in between. Saturday is an hour and a half. Here's the syllabus. Again, tells you like the meetings, what book you need, no makeup. So if you are absent when there's a quiz, that's it. There's listening tests as well, so they'll play like a CD and there'll be like blanks in sentences and you have to write down what they're saying, things like that. There's a midterm exam and a final exam. So here's the schedule, more or less similar to the other one, just tells you like what days you're doing what. I think I forgot to say this in the other video, but for these comprehensive Japanese classes there are presentations that you have to do at the end of the semester, and reports. And so you have to create a PowerPoint, stand up in front of the class, and present about your topic. So in the first class you had to present about the person that you interviewed and the data that you were collecting regarding that, what your people said about that you interviewed. And then for this class,自分の興味のあることについてクラスの中で話し合って自分の意見とクラスメートの意見をまとめます。発表にふさわしい話し言葉、発表原稿の書き方、パワーポイントの構成について勉強して自分の意見を分かりやすく発表します。そう、こんな感じでした。But there's like a topic that you pick and then you interview or you just talk to the people in your class and you ask them what they think, and then you collect all that data and then you present it at the end of the semester. Yep, there are quizzes which are different than the other, the Comprehensive Japanese 3. These ones, like, you have to know the meanings and the correct usages or you will be marked wrong. This is the book that I used in Comprehensive Japanese 4, Jukyu o Manabo. And it also has a CD, which I don't think I used either. But yeah, there's like reading with a topic, and so there's like reading comprehension, like fill in the blank, multiple choice. There's also an answer key for this book. This book was 2,400 yen, and you can also buy this at the co-op at Waseda University. So the next class that I took was Kanji 4. One credit, and you met once a week at 9 a.m. Again, similar to Kanji 3, there is a syllabus and tells you the schedule, everything that you're gonna do over the semester. There's also a midterm and final exam for this. So in addition to having a textbook, this one doesn't really show like the kakikata or the kakijun. It doesn't really have that. So they give you like a supplement. So there's a kanji chiran hyo. So these are the kanji that you will learn in this class, and it has it in English, which is great. Next class I took is talking and writing about my favorite things. So this class was pretty cool because you can talk about your favorite things, like your favorite place, your favorite person, things you like to do, anything really. So like every week there will be like a theme. So say my favorite place. So you write about your favorite place, and then the next time you meet, then you just talk about it in class with a small group, and that's basically all you do. So there's a paper every week and you just talk about every week what you wrote in your paper. And at the very end of the semester, you do have to present on one of the topics that you talked about during the semester. So it could be your favorite person, your favorite place, your favorite thing to do, anything that you wrote about. You just have to make a presentation about it. So next class was hard for me. It is learning Japanese through newspaper reading. This class was 1 credit, met once a week, just like the previous class. Sometimes I forget to say it, I'm sorry. Yes, 1 credit once a week, which I feel like it should be more because this was a very hard class for me. So here's the syllabus, more or less the same kind of thing as the other ones. So it's kind of cool though, because like first she starts off like having you read like a children's newspaper, so it's not so hard to understand. The articles aren't too long. It's more of like a summarization. Here's like the class schedule. And you do have a presentation for this class as well. So you pick an article that you find interesting, kind of summarize it, and then you present it to the class. It's just a short presentation, about 3 minutes, so it's not too bad. Also, you guys go on a field trip. So we went to Yomiuri Shimbun, which is like the Yomiuri newspaper. So we got to like see people like working at their desks on the newspaper, and there was like this area where it showed like a printing press, and like you got to print your own what do you call it, like your own little like stamp thing. And we also, like when we went on that field trip, we had our own like little newspaper sheet made, like what was going on that day or that week or something. And then we had like our class picture taken there. There were quizzes for this class, lots of memorization of new kanji. So like here's one, she would like print the articles out for us. On the back she would have like the kanji or the words that she thought maybe we didn't know, and then we'd have to go through and like fill it in ourselves. So that helped us kind of understand what the article was about if we didn't know initially what it was. Next I took how to read books by yourself. You had to kind of like every few weeks you had to like share where you were at in your book with a partner, and like talk about the kind of things, like if you didn't understand something, like, oh, this is what I do when I don't understand. And then she would also sometimes like hand out sheets that you would have to fill out, like the other one. What did you read this week? Did you notice any change or improvement in your, like how you read Japanese? There was a paper that you had to write for this as well. There was a presentation, but you just presented in a small group. You didn't have to present in front of everyone, but you had to like present to like more than once. So that was kind of annoying. I would have rather just presented in front of the whole class, did it once and got it over with. But next I took learning Japanese through anime for 1 credit once a week. So every week we would watch an anime for about 30 minutes, and then we would take a quiz, a vocabulary quiz. She would give us like vocabulary that she thought we might not know that came up in the anime, and then we'd have to know what the meaning is and the reading of the kanji as well. So she would test us on that, and then after that was over, she would have us do a dictation or like a listening one. So she would have us, she would play the anime, like project it, and then we would have a sheet with dialogue, but there would be blanks, and so just by listening we would have to write in Japanese what they were saying. That part was really hard for me because I didn't always know what they were saying. The quiz consisted of like a fill in the blank, and then know how to write, or know the readings for like the vocabulary words that she put on the sheet. We would watch like a different anime like every 3 weeks or so. So some of the ones that we watched were Chibi Maruko-chan, we watched Gin no Saji, Versailles no Bara, Blackjack. That was such a weird one. Well, actually they're all kind of weird, but Chihaya Furu, I liked that one the best. So she has you write also write a paper about what your favorite anime was and why, or like what left an impression on you, and then she might call on you like at the end of the class to say which one you picked and why and stuff. So I was one of the people that she picked on. I'm so lucky. Okay, the next class that I took is called Learning Onomatopoeia. Yeah. 4 or 5, 1 credit, once a week. I highly recommend this class because Japanese uses a lot of onomatopoeia. Not a hard class at all though. Like you just show up, you go over the new onomatopoeia, she'll give you a sheet with like pictures of like what each thing means, which is really helpful. So for example, so here's a sheet. The copies aren't that great. And then there are quizzes, and sometimes you have to work with partners and you make your own skit and you present it in front of the class, just like a minute or less, not anything like crazy. But yeah, there was homework that was due every week. You had to like create a skit using a few of the onomatopoeia that you learned that week. Like this is one of the classes I really recommend because you just really need to know onomatopoeia if you're learning Japanese. It's just, you just need to. So I took How to Improve Your Japanese Sentences 4 or 5, 1 credit, once a week. This one didn't have a syllabus, but basically what you would do, so like the first assignment was we had to find a partner in class, ask them questions about them. So like, where are you from? What are your hobbies? What's your favorite animal, food, whatever. And then you had to write a paper about it. So like this, it's a genko yoshi, and then you turn it into the teacher. She would correct your mistakes. So there would be like we'd have to write a paper on something. She would like collect everyone's mistakes in like a compilation paper, and then be like, okay, so and so you're doing number 1, so and so you're doing number 2, and then you'd have to like go up on the board and write it and fix it. And then at the very end there was like a final paper that you had to read, and there was also a midterm. I don't remember if there was a midterm, probably a midterm, and there was definitely a final exam. This class actually really helped me like improve how I was using things, like just certain grammar and stuff. Like I always thought like, well, that's fine, but I'm like, oh, you can use it in this way, or it just really helped you like improve like our own mistakes. So like whatever the students' mistakes were making, she would actually like help us realize what we were doing and fix those mistakes. Finally, last class I took is pronunciation, speaking with fluency 3-4, 1 credit, once a week. The first 5 weeks of the class were in person, and then the remainder of the weeks were online. So we were in a computer lab. We would have to like use this book, and it has a CD. You actually have to use a CD for this, and you listen to like the exercises and like where the intonation is and things. So you would have to listen to exactly how this was in the CD and try your very best to emulate it. So you would record your voice, and then you would get feedback from like a teacher's assistant of, you know, oh, this is where you need to improve. And sometimes they would have you like redo it, and that was kind of mendokusai. And this book was 1,400 yen, and it was written by actually the lady that taught the course. And then, did I already say, I think at the very end you had to write like, how did this course help you? It was like a really long paper. I don't even think I got to the minimum requirement of the length, because I was just like, what more can I say? These were all the classes that I took at Waseda, and I hope it was helpful for you as to decide like what classes you might want to take if you go to Waseda, and which ones to avoid possibly if you go to Waseda. So if you have any other questions, definitely feel free to leave a comment, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!